Greetings on behalf of the Troup County School System. You're watching Spotlight on Education, and I'm your host, Tina Duckett, Public Relations Director. And today joining me in the studio is Miss Sandra Melton, and we affectionately call her Sandy. And Sandy serves as our Energy Education Specialist, and she's here to discuss the Energy Conservation Program. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We are so delighted you're here. And our viewers may remember Sandy from approximately, it's almost been a year since you've been here to talk about
Correct.
the program, and we thought, what a good time to bring an update to our viewers and our audience so that they can learn about what's taking place. So I'm sure we do have new viewers watching. Tell them about the Energy Conservation Program. What is it? How does it work?
Okay, I'd be glad to. The energy program is based on changing our human behavior during the school day and setting the precedent for how thermostats are going to be set at night and different energy uses. And the whole goal is to reduce our energy usage, which will in turn reduce our spending, and then that money can be filtered back into the classroom. So the energy program is designed to save money, and we're doing a fabulous job, so congratulations to everybody in the school system. And we're making a difference. We're reducing the carbon footprint. It's an exciting time to be a part of the energy program.
Okay, well, and I know when taxpayers hear energy savings and cost
Yes.
savings, you know, our ears perk up. And
Right.
We're super excited about that. But tell us about the partnership and what company are we working with to implement this program?
Okay, very good. When we began the program almost 4 years ago, the name of the company was Energy Education. Well, within the last year they've changed, and now it's Synergistic Inc.
Okay.
Still located in Dallas, Texas. And the company has been running for 27 years, very successful, great company. The support that we receive is phenomenal. They have kept their word. Everything that they said that they would do for us, they've done, and we've seen it time and time again where the direction that they've given us has proven beneficial, and it's brought savings to our school system.
Well, that's always good to hear. Now, you said that we've been in partnership with Synergistic
Yes.
which was known as Energy Education, you said?
Correct, yes.
Okay, we've been in partnership with them for 4 years?
We're going into our fourth year. We've completed 3 years, and now we're going into our fourth year.
Okay, and
Yes.
so we're paying for this program. How long do we pay for it?
Well, very good question. We broke it down into 4 payments per year. And what it is once we're done paying for the program, our relationship with them is still, we're still hand in hand. And they still support us with going to seminars and having the training at a workshop, or them coming to us and providing the training. They're available with the computer as far as their website. There's just a plethora of information on the website that has been very beneficial. You don't have to bother anybody with a phone call or an email. You can just research it there. So a lot of times I'm able just to do that, and that's very fortunate. The other thing is there's phone conferences, that sort of thing. We have that now. We'll have that after the 4-year period. Any benefit that we have as far as their training and their partnering with us, we will have after the 4 years has passed. The only thing that they require is that Troup County Schools keeps an energy specialist on staff. And to my knowledge, there's no plans to change that, so hallelujah. But the program has done so well, and we have exceeded the expectations as far as the time frame and the goals that Synergistic set for us. So that's exciting. Another point that's worth making is if we did not save the amount of money that the program cost us, then they would reimburse us, and we would be out no money whatsoever.
Every dime reimbursed?
Every dime reimbursed.
Okay.
We won't be getting a refund.
Well, I
Our
guess
savings have way exceeded the cost of the program.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have done great, and I'm just so proud of everybody that's been a part of it.
And that's wonderful to hear, that even after the contractual agreement expires, there's still customer service support.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I've been able to go to the conferences at no charge, and that will continue. I can still go to the conferences at no charge.
Wow.
If I need a consultant to come for a visit, or if I've come up upon a problem I haven't had to deal with in the past, I'm really not sure how to address it, they will either come and see it for themselves if they need to, or we'll discuss it over the phone. I mean, they're phenomenal as far as their customer service. We've been very pleased.
And you mentioned that we won't receive a reimbursement because they establish a goal for our system at the beginning of the contract. Trending, I guess, what their projected savings, our projected savings will be.
Right.
And if we don't reach that savings, then they'll come back and say, hey, you didn't meet it. And so there's almost like a guarantee that you'll meet.
There's absolutely a guarantee.
Okay.
There's absolutely a guarantee. And the guarantee is that we will save more than what we've paid for the program. So that's their guarantee, is that we will save more. We've way exceeded in savings what the program has cost us.
And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about those savings, but tell our viewers what the goal was that Synergistic set for us percentage-wise.
Okay, in my very first meeting, I was told that the goal was 32% for each facility and then overall as a system.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so 32% was the goal, and our first year, our savings were at, and I'm going to look at my notes because I want to make sure I say it correctly.
Okay.
The very first year, our savings were at, let me see. I'm looking at what our savings are right now. We were at 19% in our first year.
Okay.
Then we jumped up to 25%, and right now we're at almost 30%, and the year's not complete.
Wow.
So we're going to get to our 32% before our 4-year contract expires.
Because it doesn't expire until 2014.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Good.
So actually the 4-year will begin in July and then go through June of 2014.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, those cost savings, I wish I could see 32% savings in my personal bill. I think I'm going to take some pointers from you. Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Okay, good.
So tell our viewers what it is you actually do in your position. Are you a one-man band, or meaning a single person in a department who has to fulfill certain duties that will help our system save energy? Tell our viewers about your responsibilities.
Okay, there's 2 answers to that. On the one hand, yes, I'm a one-hand band in that I'm the one who goes around and does the audits. I'm the one who fills out reports. I'm the one who submits bills and audits the bills and looks for errors and tracks the usage and that sort of thing. But on the brighter side, there's no way one person could account for this much savings. The truth of the matter is every single person in the school system has played a part in our success. So I can't say enough good about people who have participated and been a part of the program, and some people came in, just embraced it from the get-go. Some people were a little bit more skeptical, and they had to see that it really did work. And I'm happy to say that we've got a very strong support just with everybody, from the leadership, which is invaluable.
Yes.
But even to the newest person hired into our school system, we've got support for the energy program, because numbers don't lie. Numbers are very concrete, and the numbers are there, and they're in our favor.
Good.
And the savings are phenomenal, to the point that we've even won awards from Synergistic because we've done so well.
Okay, and we'll talk about that also. Now, your duties when you're tracking is a word, or logging. Tell us about what is it you're logging? The electricity? Are you walking through buildings, pushing buttons? What are you doing?
All of the above. Okay, there is a lot of walking through buildings.
Okay.
There's 2.2 million square feet that get audited, so it's a big job. And there's wonderful tools to help the job get done effectively. And one of the things is a hobo logger, and I wish I would have thought to bring one, but they're just like 3 inches by 3 inches. They're tan in color. And what I can do is, when I'm not in a building, or when maybe I'm off for the day or something, that logger will be placed in an area of concern, and it's tracking, and it pings every 30 seconds. So I know what the temperature is, I know what the relative humidity is, I know what the lights are doing, and I'm able to track that and make sure that as the building is coming alive, so to speak, that the temperatures are doing what they're supposed to do, the relative humidity, the lighting, and then when the building's going to sleep at night, make sure that everything is set to go down the way it's supposed to. And it is a wonderful tool to use because I don't have to be there to track it myself. I don't have to be sitting there 24 hours a day. I've got this logger. We started off with 3, we now have 15, and they're placed throughout the system. And I like to leave them in place for about 5 to 7 days, but there's some situations where I leave them for even longer. It just kind of depends on what's going on and what the situation is. But then when I get it back and I download it into the program that I've got on my computer, it provides a graph, and I can see on this graph what's going on. I can see how the temperatures are rising and falling. I can make sure that the relative humidity is where it needs to be. I can see that the teachers are turning on their lights during the daytime and that they're going off after hours. It's a great tool, and it's a tool that helps me to see everything's good. I can move on to something else, or hold on, we got a flag. This is going to require some more
attention.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Another thing is entering in the bills. I'm not the one that is responsible for paying the bills.
Well, I'm sure the school system doesn't mind if you, if you want to pay those bills.
They do get paid.
Yeah.
They do get paid. And we have a wonderful person in that office that takes care of that. But what I'm doing is I'm checking to see, okay, this is how much we use. This was our usage. This was our usage for this 30-day period. This was our usage for the same 30-day period, say a year ago, or the month before. So I'm tracking to see what is our usage doing, and we have found leaks that way. Though a wonderful example is, I noticed that the usage for water just went through the roof, and I immediately phoned the principal. Can you explain? Was something going on? Well, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I talked to the coach to find out if there was something going. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Talk to maintenance. Was there a water leak? Was there something going on? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, okay, we have a leak. There's definitely a problem. And so they went and looked, and the leak was not above ground. You didn't just walk out and go, oh, wow, yeah, this is a mess.
Yeah.
There was nothing. There was no evidence that there was a problem. But because data is concrete, it was factual, and I made sure that the bill was not just rounded up, that it was actually, the meter was read. So that water was going through the pipes because that meter was read. It was not estimated. And so they kept looking and kept looking. It took them 3 days, but they found an underground water leak, and it was a very significant leak. And so we were able to get it corrected and get the pipes repaired. That was job number 1. And then City of LaGrange worked with us on the bill because it was so much higher than what we would expect.
Right. That is wonderful.
So those are the kind of things that happen.
And water leaks are nothing to play with.
No.
Yeah.
They're definitely
They can lead to so many other problems.
Exactly. And a lot of times the water usage, let's say 20 gallons is used, that's how much was billed in a 30-day period, or the time period for the bill. Well, that's how much we're billed for sewer. And so if you've got a water leak, then we're being billed over the amount needed and used for sewer as well. Yeah. So it's a big deal. It's compiled, and we call those special savings. So we have our savings where people have legitimately made changes, changed their habits, and we've cut our usage and then seen those savings. And then we also have special savings, which if we had not had the ECAP program to track that usage and to track that amount due, we wouldn't have known, wow, we have this really bad water leak. And it could have gone on for days before it would have come to the surface and bubbled up, and somebody would have said, hey, this isn't right.
Okay, now you said ECAP.
ECAP is the name.
What that is.
Okay, I sure will.
Okay.
It's ECAP, and it is the name of the software program that we use to track all the usage and the amount billed. It tracks how many days are in a billing period. If there's a square footage change, like let's say we've made an addition, or maybe we've closed down part of the building, or just a change in square footage, whether it be an increase or a decrease. It keeps up with all that, so that our savings that we're claiming are legitimate savings. It's taken into consideration the weather, that it's got a weather. We import the weather into that ECAP program, so it's taken into account too. Okay, this is how much kilowatts were used, but boy was it ever hot, or boy it really, really was cold. It was below normal, it was so cold. So then we don't get dinged as bad, like, boy, you guys really used a lot of energy and a lot of electricity on those heaters. It says, well, yes, this is what we used, but we were this many degrees under the normal, so
right.
It was necessary. So it's a very sophisticated program.
And it really speaks to what I'm hearing is efficiency.
Exactly.
Efficiency that's producing cost savings.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So now you mentioned water and sewer, but you also track gas and electricity. Electricity comes most obvious when you think of
right.
energy savings, but tell us how you monitor those two areas, electricity and gas as well.
Okay, well, again, going back to the ECAP program, because it shows what we use, and let me back up just a little bit. I probably should have said this from the beginning. We took the base year, so in other words, before the program began, so from 09 to 10, we entered in all the bills, and it showed, okay, this is our base year, this is what Unity's been using, this is what Berta Weathersby's been using, this is what LaGrange High School, etc. So every single facility we have an account set up for, and then that's what we call our base year.
Okay.
So we know that this is how each of the schools were trending. And then we introduced the energy program, and you notice our savings for that first year were 19%, which is great.
Yes.
Which is great. And what it did is it was a 19% savings over what we used that base year.
Right, right.
Okay, and then the next year we had even more savings, and that was savings over the base year.
Okay.
And now we're almost at 30% for this year, which the year's not done. And what that's saying is we've got almost 30% over this base year. So it compares the electricity, the gas, the water, the sewer, and the tracking takes place again as I'm out in the buildings doing my audits. I'll find a water leak or something just on my own, or I'll see it through the data that's collected through ECAP.
Okay, so tell our viewers about the recognitions we've recently and in the past have received, and we hope to continue to receive.
Yes, oh boy, I'm all about some recognition. And because we've done so well,
mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what was said to me when Synergistic came to present our last award. They said that their expectations of our school system has exceeded. Our performance has exceeded their expectation.
Good.
Yeah, so I'm just so proud of everybody
yes.
that's been a part of this program. and you know, the truth of the matter is there's been some inconveniences that have come along with the energy program. It's not always fun to have your air a little higher in the summer when it's hot, or a little colder in the winter when it's cold and you want to be all nice and warm and snuggly, you know?
Right.
But everyone has been committed to making those little sacrifices, and it has resulted in very good gains in money savings, but now also, as you mentioned, the awards. And how exciting that we exceeded their expectations for our school, and we're setting the pace for school systems of our size nationwide.
Wow,
yes.
That's huge.
It is huge. It's very huge. Well, let me tell you, the very first award that we received, okay, it was called the Energy Stewardship Award, and that one was the first award that we received, and it was last year. And we received that award because they acknowledged that we were being a good steward of our energy, that we were making great strides. And so it was a corporate pat on the back, if you will, to say, boy, you guys are doing a good job.
Yes.
Keep up the good work.
And that was 2012 for the 2011-12
year? Yes,
okay.
Exactly right. And so now we've just been given another award. Actually, it was just 2 months ago that we received this one. And this award is an excellence award, and we received it for our environmental excellence and financial stewardship.
Wow.
Yes.
Good.
So, and it just goes to show that our program is solid and that we're continuing to build on our success, and we're growing. and it's spreading. And it's exciting because we're doing it at work, and then I have so many people tell me that they're taking the energy program protocol home and they're realizing savings at home as well.
Oh, see, that's great.
It's awesome because I think everybody's all about saving money.
Yeah. So how can you save money at home? Tell our viewers, give them some tips, if
Okay.
you will.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, one thing that is just the easiest that you come across is if you're not using it, turn it off. And on my email signature, I have a little slogan that says, if it glows, it goes. So don't walk out of the room and leave the TV on or leave lights going. Excuse me. Another thing is your thermostat. Your HVAC is going to be your largest user of electricity. Mm-hmm. And so if you can alter that temperature, let it be a few degrees warmer in the summer. Let it be a few degrees cooler in the winter. Put on more clothes. You'll acclimate to it. It takes some time. It takes some discipline. It takes some willingness to be inconvenienced. That's all true. Mm-hmm. But when you start getting those energy bills in and you see that savings, it's very exciting. It's very rewarding. It's like, okay, you know what? Maybe it's not so bad after all.
Right. So what's the recommended temperature for the school system?
During the summer months, we have our cooling set point at 74.
Okay.
And then our unoccupied, we push it up to 85.
Okay.
Except for our larger areas like gymnasiums, auditoriums, they take longer to cool back down. So we don't set them up to 85. We do more like 83, 82, yeah, for those areas. And it's the same with you at home. If everybody's going to be gone for the day, mm-hmm. you can set your temperature up a little. You know, you might really enjoy your temperature being at 74 when you're home, but go ahead and set it up to 76 or 77 when you get back home, until you get back home. And then just bring it down 1 degree at a time. Just don't take it from 78 and then whomp it down to 70, because I mean, your unit will just spin and spin and spin and spin. And that's when people say, you know, it's not really conserving energy, and they're right, because you want to bring it down in increments. You just want to bring it down a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. And then before you know it, you've got your desired set point. So that's the biggest thing.
And what about shading your unit?
Oh, very important. Very important your outdoor unit, you want to have shrubs growing up around it, not growing into it, but you want to have them around it where it's shading. Or if you could put up a partition or just anything to help that unit to stay shaded and stay protected from the environments. Even just a little bit, it'll help. Same goes for your windows and doors. If you've got glass doors, you might want to consider putting some shade on them or doing a curtain that goes from top to bottom. There's so many energy efficient window coverings that are out there right now, and I say do anything. Anything's better than nothing.
Yes.
But when you have that light constantly streaming in, the sun constantly streaming in, it's going to raise your indoor temperature, which is great in the middle of winter when you want that solar heat, but in the middle of summer when you want to keep it out, please be sure to cover up your windows. Another thing is weather stripping. You want to make sure that you don't have openings around your window fixtures or around your door units. Yeah, you want to try to keep your house, your apartment, you want to keep your dwelling as sealed as you possibly can, so that the air that you're paying for to bring in, you're keeping in, and keep the other air out.
Well, Sandy, can you believe it? We are almost out of time.
No, I still have so much to say.
I know. And
Oh,
it's
my
been
goodness.
great having you on the show. But
Thank you.
before we close out, I think you gave the summer temperature. What is the winter temperature?
Okay, our set point for in the winter is 68 degrees for occupied, and then we set it back to 55 at nighttime.
Okay.
And then you always want to keep your unit in auto. You don't want to ever set it on, and because that fan will just run continuously, and it's going to be bringing in outdoor air, especially with the high humidity. You don't want that. You want to set it on auto at all times.
And there is so much to share because
there's so much more to say.
Well, we'll just have to have you back on next
good
time.
deal. Very
well,
good.
thank you again for
Thank you
joining
for
us.
having me.
And to our viewers, we appreciate you tuning in today. And as always, until next time, make it a great day.